So Kenyans, what I'm saying is, we are not yet out of the woods. Ruto is still in power after killing our children. 60 people are killed, young people lost their lives. I'm still, I am very much depressed because of that. Because I don't know why this country allowed that to happen. I don't know where is justice in this country. I don't know why we call ourselves a country. We are not even a country. We are not society. We are not a society. We are not society. Because as it seems today, it seems the law is very biased against the poor and the vulnerable and the weak. But when it comes to the rich, they get away with everything. The law allows them to get away with everything. This is not right at all. We must find a way to rectify these mistakes. To rectify these mistakes, these people must resign. Why should they force themselves to stay in power where the people have said we do not want to, where the people have rejected them? The people have spoken clearly and loudly. And they have said we do not want President Ruto in power. And so, why is he still in power? After killing our people, as I said, and after all the corruption that we are seeing going on in our country, they are selling our country to foreigners. While Kenyans, majority of them are jobless. And that is why they came in the streets, because they were living a life that is not decent. I mean, we have been reduced to live as beggars in our own country. But when we come out to say, no, this is not right, they said the police and the army to kill our people. This is not right. They are not getting away with it. They will not get away with it. We must not allow them to get away with it. But for them not to get away with it, we must be ready to change our mindset, to change our attitude. We need to come together, united with a purpose, a strong purpose, that we show these people that we are ready even to take that power. We are not afraid. We are able to be in control of our destiny. We cannot allow our destiny to be in the hands of criminals, murderers, liars and thieves, because they have the police on their side, because they have the army on their side. We must unite and stand up together until we are able to defeat them, even the army and the police. It's so sad that police in Kenya do not follow the constitution, but they follow bright orders from criminals who are in power. Criminals who tell them that their enemies are the poor people of Kenya. Whereas those same criminals who are ordering the police to kill Kenyans are the problem in this country. They are the enemies of this country. This is what we must say, and we must say it clearly and loudly. We must say it straight. And it must hit the people. I mean, you must let these to prick your conscience. Because we have a right to defend our lives. Our lives are at stake. Our very, very lives are at stake. We cannot continue like this every time. Police abductions, police killings. Right now, there are people who are abducted. They have never been found. There are bodies that were still rotting at Kware, at the dump sites. You can imagine a government that kills its own people and throws them in quarries and dump sites. And they are killing people who are young, who have got dreams. As somebody said, that we have come to a point where parents are educating their children only having to end up to bury them. Like happened with one Denzel Omondi, who was a JKIA student. I gathered that he was going to graduate the week that he was killed by Trigger Happy Kenya police. It's so sad, so very sad. I can't imagine the pain of these parents, the pain of the family of Denzel Omondi, and the pain of all other families whose people lost their lives, whose children lost their lives, like Rex Masai and those others, more than 60 of them. I believe they are not 60 because that is the figure that was given by the media, but I believe they are more than that. Remember also the children we lost at Endarasha. Do you see how the rich discriminate against the poor in this country? The army is brought to kill innocent demonstrators when people come into the streets to demand for their rights. But they cannot be sent to rescue children who are languishing in a fire that broke out at Endarasha Primary School. It is so sad. Our children died. And I'm saying to the people, to the men of this country, that if we cannot stand up for our children, then I think, I don't know what is our problem. It means we cannot stand up for much. Time has come for us to fight for our children, for our wives, for our mothers, for our brothers, for our sisters, for the weak and the vulnerable. That is our duty. That is our calling. We must look for the way out of this mess. We must find a way to overthrow Ruto from power, or this government from power, as soon as possible. Because the more they continue to stay in power, the more mess they are going to create for this country. The more they are going to kill our people. The more our people are going to suffer. Right now, businesses are struggling. Go everywhere. I've been around this city and I've had people complaining. All people are complaining. Businesses are struggling. Do you know why? Because our economy is in the hands of IMF and the World Bank, not in the hands of Africans. Because colonialism, as I've been saying, never really ended. There was one person who spoke and said he was the vice president of Zambia from 1978 to 1980. His name is Simon Kapepo, I think. And he said, he told Africans that if you are not careful, then the colonialists will come back as investors. And that is what happened to Africa. Sadly, that is what happened in Africa. Many of the businesses, big businesses in Africa, are owned by multinationals, foreign companies, which belong to the countries that colonized our people. Companies from Britain and USA. So we are still their property. We don't have any independence. We don't have freedom. My people, let me tell you the truth. Somebody said that none are more hopelessly oppressed than those who falsely believe that they are free. So sad for the African person that we believe that we are free. We are not free. We never gained independence. Colonialism never really ended. The white man went out through the front door. He came back through the back door. In fact, black colonialism has turned to be worse to Africans than white colonialism. We must deal with these people right now and right here. We should not postpone justice. Because the more we postpone, the more our society becomes a society of violence. It spirals down to a society of violence, spiraling violence every day in our streets, in our homes, in our everyday lives. That's why people are dying everywhere and nobody cares. Because we are still controlled by the West. People do not see the issue of external influence of African politics by foreigners. You only see the small details. You only see our leaders. But our leaders are mere puppets and stooges of the West. They are placed there by our former colonial masters. That is why an election will never change this country. It never will. Let me tell you the truth. It never will. Don't wait for you to go to vote that an election will change this country. Because as somebody said, you cannot expect illiterate people to vote literate people into power. So what we need to do is to educate our people, teach our people, and bring our people out of mental slavery. Africans must wake up and act and wake up and fight. But Mary says, get up, stand up for your rights, fight for your rights, never give up for your rights, or on your rights.